Hello everyone, we are Group 6, which consists of Arayan, Alisa, Cahya, Katia, Raffi Hadi, and Mufala. In this video, we'll be talking about the process of animal slaughter from different subject perspectives, including Islamic religious education, biology, and physical education.
Before we dive into the technical steps, do you know why the slaughtering is an inseparable part of our Sharia? The history traces back to the extraordinary test of faith between Prophet Ibrahim salam and his son, Prophet Ismail salam. Through a true dream, Allah tested their devotion. When their obedience was proven, Allah replaced Ismail with a great ram from heaven. This pivotal event became a foundation of slaughtering in Islam, teaching us our sacrifice, devotion, and Allah's mercy towards His servants. Continuing this sacred legacy, Islam regulates slaughtering in great detail to ensure it remains human. As the slaughterer, I must be in a conscious state and act with sincere intention. The tool I use must meet the standard of ihsan. It must be extremely sharp and not made from nails, teeth, or bone. The goal is simple: to ensure the animal does not suffer prolonged pain. Following the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad SAW, we treat the animal with gentleness. We position the animal toward the Qibla and ensure it is in a calm state. Remember, it is forbidden to sharpen the knife in front of the animal, because in Islam, we must not slaughter the animal's feelings before we slaughter its body. By reciting Bismillahi Allahu Akbar, the slaughter is performed at the base of the neck. For the slaughter to be valid, three main channels must be severed in one swift motion: Hulkum, the windpipe; Ma'i, the esophagus; and Wadajain, the two major blood vessels. This is the most medical and Sharia compliant way to ensure the blood drains perfectly and the meat remains pure. Only after ensuring that the life has completely left the animal can the next process begin. This is the beauty of Islam, guarding every detail from history and ethics to the lawfulness of the food we consume.
So, from a biology point of view, a chicken's digestive system has several organs that work step by step to turn food into nutrients. First, it all starts at the beak, which the chicken uses to pick up the food since it doesn't have teeth. Then the food goes down to esophagus into the crop, which is like a temporary storage that also softens the food.
After that, the food moves into the glandular stomach, or proventriculus. Here, chemical digestion happens with enzymes and acids breaking down the food. Next, it goes to the muscular stomach, or gizzard, which grinds the food mechanically using small stones.
Once it's grown up, the food enters the small intestine. Here, all the important nutrients, proteins, fats, and carbs are absorbed to give the chicken energy and help it grow.
Finally, any leftover food that wasn't digested moves into the large intestine and eventually leaves the body through the cloaca. So basically, every organ has its job to make sure the chicken gets all the nutrients it needs. So next, let's talk about some interesting facts about country chickens. First, country chickens are more disease resistant because they roam freely and forage for their own food, like insects, grains, and plants. Their active lifestyle and varied diet makes their immune system much stronger than chickens that are kept confined in a coop. Second, the meat of country chickens is firmer and chewier because they move around a lot and stay very active. This activity builds stronger muscles, unlike broiler chickens that grow quickly in small spaces, producing softer meat. And finally, country chickens usually live longer, for around 10 to 12 years, because they grow naturally and have stronger immune systems. This is different from broiler chickens, which are bred for fast growth and usually live for only 1 to 2 years.
So, a freshly slaughtered chicken with its feathers still on is checked to make sure it's completely dead and the blood has drained properly. Then the chicken is briefly soaked in hot water, not boiling, so the feathers are easier to pluck. After that, the feathers are removed one by one, starting from the wings and tail, then moving on to the rest of the body. Any tiny leftover feathers can be burned off quickly over a flame. Once it's clean, the chicken washed with clean water. Next, the belly is cut open to take out the internal organs, and the inside is cleaned of any remaining dirt. To reduce any strong smell, you can rub it with lime or lemon. Rinse again and drain. Finally, the chicken is ready to be cut up and cooked.
Did you know that lamb meat is not only delicious, but also rich in nutrients? Lamb meat is a good source of animal protein that the body needs every day. In just 100 grams of cooked lamb meat, there can be up to 28 grams of protein, which plays an important role in building muscles, repairing body tissues, and providing energy. Parts such as the leg and tenderloin are known to be high in protein and relatively low in fat, making them a healthier choice for regular consumption. Meanwhile, cuts like the ribs and belly contains more fat, which gives lamb meat its rich and savory flavor in dishes such as soup and curry. In addition to protein, lamb meat also contains iron and vitamin B12, which help prevent anemia and support stamina and overall health. Therefore, consuming lamb meat can be beneficial as long as we choose the right cuts and eat it in moderation.
Nutrition and proteins in chicken. Chicken is one of the most commonly consumed sources of animal proteins. Besides being easy to find and affordable, chicken also contains nutrients that are highly beneficial for the body. In every 100 grams of chicken meat, there are approximately 18 to 23 grams of proteins. This proteins is considered high-quality proteins because it contains complete essential amino acids. These amino acids are needed by the body to build and repair tissues, especially muscles. In addition to proteins, chicken also contains fat, but in relatively lower amounts compared to red meat, especially when consumed without the skin. Fat is usually needed by the body as a source of energy, but excessive intake can increase the risk of health problems. Therefore, cooking that right part of the chicken and using healthy cooking methods is very important. Chicken meat is also rich in B-complex vitamins, such as vitamin B3, B6, and B12. These vitamins play an important role in energy metabolism, maintaining a healthy nervous system, and supporting the formation of red blood cells. In addition, chicken contains essential minerals such as phosphorus for strong bones and teeth, selenium as an antioxidant, and iron, which helps prevent anemia. The protein in chicken provides many benefits for the body. It supports growth and tissue repair, increases muscle mass, helps produce enzymes and hormones, and strengthens the immune system. For the reason, chicken is highly recommended for children, teenagers, and adults. The most recommended part of the chicken is the skinless chicken breast, as it is high in protein and low in fat, to preserve its nutritional value. Chicken should be cooked using healthy methods such as boiling, steaming, off-grilling, and excessive use of oil should be avoided. With its complete nutritional content and significant health benefits, chicken is a healthy, practical, and ideal source of proteins for daily consumption.
So, to wrap things up, the process of animal slaughter isn't just about religious aspect. It can also be understood from science and health perspectives. From Islamic religious education, we learn the meaning and proper procedure of slaughter according to Islamic techniques. From biology, We understand the chicken's digestive system as part of how living things process food and nutrients. And from physical education, we learn about the nutrition and protein contained in chicken and lamb meat, which are good for our body. So, basically, animal slaughter isn't just a ritual. It also has educational and health benefits. We hope what we share today helps everyone understand why this process is important. Thank you for watching, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.